Yo, what's happening? Alright, so look, we got most visually stunning fights in Bleach. And we gonna be rating these motherfuckers, you feel me? Damn!
Let's talk about one of the most entertaining battles in Bleach. Kensei and Rojuro versus Mask. You see, two cool captains from the Gote 13
fake ass Rey Mysterio.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's literally
Mask,
all
the
it is.
masculine, who believes he's the main character of his own action movie, complete with flashy poses and a ridiculous love for the spotlight. This guy is so extra that you can't help but be both entertained and annoyed by his antics. Now, the real star of this show is none other than Mask, because this dude literally ripped his eardrums out because Rojuro's ability was messing with them. Mask loves the limelight so much that he turned his pain into a bizarre trophy. He gave Rojuro a
Hold on. He ripped his eardrums out, and I bet that he grew them bitches back.
star for his performance, quite literally marking him for his swordsmanship. As for the fight itself, it's a visual feast for the eyes. The animation shines brightly as Kensei and Rojuro take on their super extra enemy. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc has some really good visuals.
To be continued. Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you edging me on a fucking top 10 video, bro?
The legendary Ichigo versus Byakuya fight is one for the ages.
Byakuya.
It's the ultimate showdown between literally two of the most important characters in the entire series. Even after 15 years, fans still remember this iconic battle like it was yesterday.
15 years?
Yes, it was the battle when Ichigo revealed to the world his glorious hollow form. I love how Ichigo is basically flexing on Byakuya here, showing him, yeah, I could end you right now if I felt like it. But instead, he's all about sending a message, leave Rukia alone. And Byakuya, this dude never let his pride cloud his judgment and realized that Ichigo was in fact stronger than him during this fight. It was also the first time we witnessed the oh so beautiful Senbon Zakura Kageyoshi. And honestly, this fight is a visual treat from start to finish. Every second of this fight hypes you up with its stunning animation and breathtaking choreography.
Damn! Bro, whenever I do these top 10 fights, bro, I actually have to go back and watch the actual fight. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get that one a solid 7 out of 10, you feel me? Damn.
We have another fight featuring Mask, but this time he's fighting Renji, who's more than ready to put Mask back in his place. Mask may have gotten a taste of victory before, but now he's about to learn what happens when you push Renji one step too far. Back in the day, Renji struggled to control his Bankai, but now he's had the training and the upgrades, and he's ready to send Mask flying straight to the "you're done bro" dimension. And boy oh boy, when he unleashes his Bankai, our jaws literally drop to the floor. Renji unleashes a giant skeletal snake that gives you those run now vibes. This thing is massive, terrifying, and totally capable of destroying on a city-wide scale, all while Renji stands there looking like the coolest guy in the room. While he distracts Mask with his gorgeous Bankai, he finishes him off using his sword whilst his snake swallows him whole, leaving nothing behind. And honestly, this felt like an episode.
Okay, hold on, that was cold. I'm not gonna lie, that was cold. And another thing is, the fact that the big dude's name was just Mask, that's the most trashiest fucking name ever.
From One Punch Man because of the top-notch animation quality. But yeah, getting packed by Renji must be one of the most disrespectful things known to man. R.I.P. Mask.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10, bro. Like, bro, what?
The Hisagi versus Findorr fight is one of those sleeper fights that just sneaks up on you and delivers pure epicness. Our guy Hisagi, the cool as ice lieutenant of Squad 9, is about to throw down with Findorr, an Arrancar who, let's be honest, thinks way too highly of himself. You see, Findor's whole thing is literally about breaking his own mask to show how much stronger he's getting, as if that's a flex. He's breaking his mask bit by bit, acting like he's leveling up as the fight goes on, while Hisagi is over there with his calm, I've got this attitude. The animation for this fight reached new heights. Honestly, I didn't think anyone saw this adaptation coming. It was a real delight.
Oh, I thought he had 2 sides.
To experience. This fight also cements the fact that Bleach is one of those anime that is great in terms of how it handles new power reveals. Hisagi unleashes techniques that leave fans buzzing, showcasing just how far he's come since we first met him. And honestly, this was the fight when Hisagi became a lot of people's absolute favorite.
I got to hear the sound effects on these damn fights, bro. I'm gonna get him on a solid 7 out of 10.
One of the best rivalries in Bleach is hands down between Ichigo and Grimmjow. Their final fight is packed with intensity that will surely keep you on the edge of your seat. This fight always stands out to me because at the end of the day, no one else can claim to be Ichigo's true rival like Grimmjow can. Sure, there were more powerful characters and fights with higher stakes, but Ichigo and Grimmjow had the most intense on-site beef in the series. What makes this fight so thrilling is that it's as much about Ichigo proving himself as it is about Grimmjow wanting to test his limits. Now, let's talk about the visuals too. Honestly, this fight's animation goes hard for no reason at all. Everything from their transformations to their attacks just hits the spot. And the movement of Grimmjow's eyes, they're so well animated. In terms of choreography and fluidity, this is one of the best fights in Bleach.
I'm not gonna lie, other dude got the worst suit on right now. I don't know if that's a suit or if that's his transformation, but that's gotta be the ugliest shit ever. This shit didn't even show much. We're getting on a solid 5 out of 10.
Let's talk about the stunning fight between Ichigo and Quilge.
He got a kid on his
from
back?
Bleach TYBW. It's so sad that Quilge Opie is the only Quincy who doesn't look bizarre and has a style close to Ishida. He looks like Ishida's distant uncle, to be honest. Oh, no. Seriously, with his sleek uniform, glasses, and calm demeanor, he's got that sharp Ishida-like precision, just with a way more ruthless edge. Anyway, as far as the fight's concerned, it's absolutely breathtaking. I absolutely love how when their powers crack away, you can almost hear a voltage sound. The creators not only did a great job with the animation, but also with the sound effects. I personally love Quilge Opie's form that's named
What the fuck is that?
It's a complete visual spectacle. His regal, angelic form radiates power, and those glowing wings, absolutely stunning. It was actually a secret move that Ishida had used before in the series. As far as the fight's concerned, it's one of the most striking fights in the series.
Hold on. Bro had a whole fat ass hole on the right side of his chest, and he was still standing. Explain, bro. Why are niggas not dead? And where are they fighting at? I thought it was fighting a black hole. I'm gonna get on a solid 5 out of 10 too. Oh my.
This next fight is both wild and absolutely entertaining, and it's none other than zombie Hitsugaya versus Mayuri. After getting turned into a zombie by Giselle, Hitsugaya becomes a cold-blooded killing machine, and Mayuri decides to nip him in the bud. But Hitsugaya's icy abilities just light up the battlefield with how stunning they really are. And I gotta say, Hitsugaya's attacks were really hostile during this fight. Honestly, if Mayuri has time to prepare, he's practically unbeatable. He knows everyone in Soul Society inside out, down to their very bones and blood. The guy is basically the ultimate Batman, always ready with contingency plan after contingency plan. He's practically the MVP of the 1,000-year Blood War arc. What makes this fight visually stunning is how beautifully chaotic it all is. That swordplay between the two is just out of this world.
The fact that the sun is carrying a sword is crazy, bro. Ain't gonna lie, he look like a big ass sun. This shit look like it would be a cold ass fight though. I'm gonna get that on a solid 8 out of 10.
About one of the most legendary anime fights ever. Ichigo versus Aizen. Now, this wasn't just any fight, it was a clash of titans. Ichigo, fresh from training, faces a transformed Aizen who's practically become a god. The animation hits another level when Ichigo shows up with his new form. Every move feels heavy, deliberate, and beautifully animated. Ichigo's calm, collected demeanor as he crushes Aizen's black coffin, it's unreal. The fluidity...
Okay, answer me this. But why are the bad guys the angels, and why are the good guys the demon looking thing?
Of the swordplay and Aizen's terrifying transformations, it's all...
And I swear his sword just had the Nazi shit on it. I seen that.
jaw-dropping. And let's not forget Mugetsu, the moment where the sky darkens and Ichigo unleashes his final attack. Visually, it's one of the most breathtaking moments in the entire series. But it's not just about the spectacle. This fight was about resolve, sacrifice, and Ichigo's evolution as a hero. He wasn't just fighting for victory, he was fighting to protect everything. The battle left fans speechless, and the animation is a perfect example of Bleach's iconic style.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, that form do look tough. That form looks tough. I'm gonna get that one a solid 7 out of 10.
Next up, we have an absolutely
They
insane
fighting in the
battle
dark,
between
bro.
Zaraki and Unohana, two of the most legendary captains of the Gotei 13. So here we have Unohana, the original Genpachi, ready to throw down with Zaraki, but it's not just any ordinary fight. Oh no. Unohana's goal is to help Zaraki unleash his true potential. And how does she do that? By killing him repeatedly and reviving him. And then just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, it happens. Zaraki surpasses Unohana, leading to her tragic and inevitable demise. This is where
What the fuck, bro?
the legend of Genpachi Zaraki truly begins. It's a moment that hit Bleach fans hard. Visually, this fight was a feast. The fluid choreography, the intense sword clashes, and the overall vibe of this fight were absolute fire. It was definitely a brutal and breathtaking masterpiece that left Bleach fans in awe.
Yo, bro. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie, she cooking him. Bro, I like the way that fight sounds too. You know, it's like 8 out of 10. The fuck is this?
Bleach Thousand Year Blood War is packed with jaw-dropping fights, but if I had to pick a personal favorite, it's hands down Rukia versus As Nodt. Why, you ask? Well, because we finally get to see Rukia in all her icy glory as she unleashes her Bankai. She's up against the nightmare fuel that is As Nodt. Seriously, this Stern Ritter is the stuff of actual nightmares. I'm not kidding, just one look at his face could haunt you for weeks. But let's talk about Rukia. This fight is a huge turning point for her, showing just how she's grown as a fighter. Rukia's Haka no Togame is an extremely elegant Bankai that makes her actually look like an ice queen. And the animation? Oh my god. Every single frame is a masterpiece, a visual treat that had Bleach fans collectively screaming with excitement. Now get this, we waited 10 years to see this moment animated. 10 years. Was it worth the wait?
10 years is crazy.
You bet it was.
Bankai. Haka no Togame.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna get on a solid 5 out of 10. He's edging me every single time, bro.
What do you mean by that?
Coming up with another entry, we have Ichigo versus Ishida. Now, this is a really unexpected fight that I think no one saw coming. We all know that these two have been buddies for quite a while, but seeing Ishida siding with Yhwach adds another layer of mystery to an already loaded arc. The animation was insane, the particle effects were insane, and just the overall dynamic movement of the choreography made it even better. I mean, that moment when Ichigo's Getsuga Tensho and Ishida's attacks collided as blue collided with yellow blew my mind. Ishida wasn't cutting any corners, peppering Ichigo with attacks until he was completely overwhelmed, and as always, the animators were in god mode. What made this even more shocking was the fact that he actually blew a hole through Ichigo. Ishida doesn't only get a visually great fight, he ends it in the coldest way possible.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Yo, this bow and arrow guy seemed like he tough though.
Renji gets a spot on this list and he fights none other than Ishida. Bleach is known for just how well the anime side character fights, and this is no exception. From Renji activating his Bankai to Ishida attaining his Volständig, it was a masterpiece when it came to animation. And do you know what made it even better? It's that the way that the fight gave the animators the chance to show off what they're really made of. That shot where Renji's Bankai swallows up Ishida and then triggers an explosion even made us believe that it was all over. It's always a treat whenever the Quincy's use their abilities. What made this even more impactful is that both of them were very flashy when it came to fighting. They were both blowing through the streets, but what you've noticed is that even if Renji kept landing hits, not even Ishida's glasses were broken. And that's where Renji took another L. Again.
Oh my. GG's. Nah, it was GG's fault, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it was over for. Let me get him on a solid 7 out of 10.
Ichigo's fight against the Bambies is one of those highly satisfying fights that will keep you glued to your screen. And let's be real, when Ichigo descends from the heavens like a literal hero, it's impossible not to scream like an excited little kid. I know I definitely did. This man single-handedly takes on the entire Bambi squad, and let's face it, they were absolutely no match for his power.
So they gotta fight 4 kids
to literally dodge his attack so she doesn't die is the coldest thing ever. Ichigo was clearly holding back against the Bambies, and honestly, I still can't wrap my head around why he chose to go easy on them. These girls didn't hesitate for a second when it came to hurting his loved ones, so why is he putting his punches? It makes no sense. If they didn't hold back, then Ichigo definitely shouldn't have either. As for the animation, it's nothing short of breathtaking. The animation team really gave their A game here, giving fans everything they hope for and more.
If I seen the full fucking fight, these fight would be so clean, bro. Like, just from what I'm seeing, these little clips that he's edging me with, I'm not gonna lie, these clips look clean. I'm gonna get on a solid 9 out of 10.
Oh boy, this fight between Yhwach's Royal Guards and Squad Zero is one of the most hyped fights in this entire arc. The abilities of both teams are so fascinating and varied that I could probably talk about them for an entire day without running out of material. Anyway, this is the kind of fight where just too much is going on, and you just don't know where to keep your attention because each one of these characters is trying to outdo each other, which makes for an absolutely thrilling experience. You've got the elite Squad Zero members, each wielding their unique powers, pitted against Yhwach's fearsome Royal Guards, who are all equally determined to showcase their skills.
Is that Captain America, bro? What the fuck?
That Bleach has ever featured. For a Bleach fan, this battle is a celebration of everything that makes the series iconic.
That's literally Captain America and Thor put together, and he literally didn't show me shit. That's a 0 out of 10. I didn't get to see nothing.
The epic clash between Ulquiorra, the fearsome Espada, and our beloved hero Ichigo is a spectacle that fans still talk about. The animation for this fight was genuinely impressive for its time, and it has aged remarkably well.
Are they the same
the fluidity
thing?
Of the movements and the stunning visuals allowed us to witness these two powerhouses going all out, making it feel like we were right there in the heat of the battle.
Thing?
But let's be real, Ulquiorra didn't exactly break a sweat before turning Ichigo into a donut. And not the delicious kind. Then came that jaw-dropping moment when Ichigo was down for the count, seemingly dead. But hold up, because that's when things took a wild turn. Ichigo's transformation into a Vasto Lord level being was nothing short of mind-blowing. I'm convinced that watching this fight again will hit you.
So you get a hole in you, and you still able to power up. How does this show work?
Right in the feels with a wave of nostalgia.
And he cut his ass in half. I'm gonna get up on a solid 8 out of 10.
Let's move on to Zaraki's fight against Gremmy in Bleach's 1000-Year Blood War arc. Now, Zaraki is up against a guy whose imagination is his most lethal weapon. But what happens when you pair the boundless imagination of a Quincy with the brute force of a Genpachi? You get an explosive and visually stunning brawl that leaves fans on the edge of their seats. You see, Genpachi Zaraki embodies the phrase, if violence isn't solving your problems, you're just not being violent enough. But Gremmy also didn't hold back on the violence. Both these fighters fight brutally, and it gives us one of the most stunning fight sequences ever. In the end, Gremmy couldn't imagine a way to kill him, and that was the moment when he lost. The fight that led up to this moment was nothing short of legendary because obviously it featured none other than the legend himself.
Wait. So was that other guy able to summon like anything or something like that? Get him on an 8 out of 10.
You know, it's always bad news when Yhwach enters the battlefield. This time, he was up against Ichibei, who's a grandmaster in his own right. You see, Ichibei, the head of the royal guard, is no ordinary character. This dude is literally the embodiment of name is power. His ability, Call My Name, lets him manipulate the very essence of names and their meanings. So, if you thought your name was just a label, think again. Now enter Yhwach, the big bad of the 1,000-year blood war. This guy is already scary enough with his ability to absorb the powers of others and see into the future. But the highlight of this fight is Ichibei's Bankai moment. The build-up is nothing short of spectacular, with the music swelling in intensity, perfectly capturing the weight of the moment. And when his eyes go white, he's not an old man anymore, he's an old beast.
Is this nigga fighting with a paintbrush? He just cooked him. You let somebody cook you with a paintbrush. That's insane work. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna get that on a solid 5 out of 10. Damn!
Let's talk about another OG fight from the past between Ichigo and Ginjo. Now, this is the kind of fight that was definitely ahead of its time in terms of animation, and watching it unfold was nothing short of exhilarating. Ichigo versus Ginjo is definitely one of the standout battles of that arc, and it was a blast to watch. The animation quality took a major leap, making every punch, kick, and energy blast look phenomenal. Seeing Ichigo reclaim his powers and showcase just how ridiculously strong he still is.
Yo, bro, what is he fighting with? That wasn't no sword. That was a big ass cleaver, bro.
Total fan service. This fight from 2012 is better animated than most of the anime nowadays. My personal favorite is when Ginjo attempts to create some distance to regroup, and then out of nowhere, Ichigo's hand just grabs him. Honestly, Ichigo versus Ginjo stands tall amongst the greats, right up there in my book.
And there's no way the other guy was fighting with that big bulky ass sword. I'm gonna give that one a 5 out of 10.
Moving on, we have Ichigo's fight with Yhwach, and I'm saying Ichigo because of how epic this dude really is. Trust me, this fight is on a whole other level. It genuinely sends shivers down your spine. It's baffling how Ichigo was fighting with just a fraction of his power, and he was the only one who could actually put up a fight with someone like Yhwach. The rest of the captains were done in a single move. We also get to see Yhwach's glorious attacks that we haven't seen in the manga. Yhwach's abilities are just terrifying, showcasing his godlike powers in ways that make you wonder just how far Ichigo will have to go to keep up. We all know that the rematch between these two is going to be legendary, but for now, let's soak in the epicness of this fight as it serves us with
hold on, hey, that motherfucker look clean right here though. Oh, GG's. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's an old head. What the?
Yamamoto versus Yhwach is one of the most highly anticipated battles that fans were absolutely itching to see. Throughout the epic saga of Bleach, we witnessed countless clashes between iconic characters, but this showdown between Yamamoto and Yhwach is truly on another level. When their abilities collide, it's pure chaos, and you can't help but be drawn into the intensity of it all. Watching Yamamoto tap into 100% of his powers is nothing short of a visual feast. The highlight of this epic clash is when Yamamoto cools down the temperature.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he got the best looking powers in this bitch.
But they burn so intensely that no one could perceive them. That moment, absolutely majestic. This fight will definitely go down in history and will resonate for generations.
I'm gonna get them a solid 9 out of 10. That last fight looked clean. 2 whole heads going at it, and they got the best looking power in the show. If y'all want me to watch any of these fights individually, y'all go ahead and let me know. Appreciate all the support.